Today, we're going to ignite creativity with a super cool DIY project. Mixing candles with wood powder. Just imagine handmade scented candles that look stunning and release the natural, warm aroma of wood, like bringing a little forest corner into your home. You don't need to be a pro crafter, just have the courage to try and a love for beauty. Ready? Let's dive in and create a masterpiece together right now. Candles are super easy to find. Just grab some at Target, Walmart, or your local craft store. And of course, Amazon's got tons of options too. But hey, if you're feeling crafty, you can always get some wax and wicks and make your own from scratch. So, now that we've cut the candles into smaller pieces, it's time to move on to the fun part, creating the mold. First, I'll line the bottom with a layer of aluminum tape. This helps seal the base and keep everything in place while we pour the wax. Next, I'm using a wooden tongue depressor to shape the mold. It helps create a clean edge and keeps the wax from leaking out while it sets. First, I'll cut the outer frame. This step gives us the basic shape of the mold and makes it easier to set up the inner parts later. Now it's time to secure everything with hot glue. I carefully apply the glue along the edges and press the pieces together, making sure there are no gaps in between. This step is really important, because if the frame isn't sealed tightly, the wax could leak out later when we pour it in. Once the mold is ready, I'll cut the tongue depressor into smaller sections. These pieces will act as barriers inside the mold, helping to shape the candle neatly and evenly. The hot glue not only holds the structure firmly in place, but also adds an extra layer of protection to keep the mold steady while we work. Now that the mold is complete, I'm going to brush a thin layer of cooking oil over the bottom surface. This step might seem small, but it's actually very important. The oil acts as a release layer. So once the candle hardens, it won't stick tightly to the mold. That way, we can easily take the candle out without damaging its shape. It's a simple trick, but it makes the whole process smoother and saves a lot of time later on. After brushing the bottom, I also coat the inner walls of the mold with a thin layer of oil. This ensures the candle won't stick to the sides as it hardens, making it much easier to release the final shape cleanly. A smooth, even coat of oil helps the candle slide out without cracks or rough edges. With the mold fully prepared, it's time to melt the candles. I place the cut pieces into a heat-safe container and slowly heat them up until they turn into a smooth, liquid wax. As the heat builds up, the wax slowly begins to melt. The solid chunks turn soft around the edges first, then gradually blend into a golden, liquid form. I keep stirring gently to help the pieces dissolve evenly, making sure there are no lumps left behind. While the wax is melting, I prepare the wood powder. I take a small bowl and scoop out just the right amount. The fine texture of the powder will mix easily with the hot wax, adding both a natural scent and a rustic look to the candle. Once the wax is completely melted, I slowly sprinkle the wood powder into the hot liquid. I stir it gently but thoroughly, making sure the powder spreads evenly throughout the wax. This step not only gives the candle a warm, woody fragrance, but also creates a unique rustic texture that makes each piece one of a kind. With the wax and wood powder fully blended, it's time to prepare for pouring. I carefully bring the container over the mold, making sure it's steady and ready. A slow and controlled pour will help the mixture settle evenly inside, preventing air bubbles and giving the candle a smooth, solid finish. I take it slow, letting the liquid flow smoothly so it fills every corner without spilling. With the mold filled, the next step is simply waiting. I leave the candle to cool at room temperature, giving the wax enough time to settle and harden completely. Once the wax is fully hardened, it's time to remove the mold. I carefully peel away the outer frame, making sure not to damage the edges of the candle. After taking the candle out, I notice a thin layer of cooking oil still clinging to the surface. To clean it up, I gently wipe the candle with a paper towel, removing any excess oil and leaving the surface smooth and dry. Now, I carefully separate the candle pieces one by one from the mold. Thanks to the thin layer of oil we applied earlier, the candle slips out smoothly, revealing its solid shape and rustic texture. Each piece comes out with its own unique texture and pattern from the wood powder, making them look rustic and handcrafted. To keep the candles fresh and protected, I place them into a glass jar. The airtight container not only prevents dust and moisture from getting in, but also helps preserve their natural woody scent. Plus, storing them this way makes the candles look neat and ready to use anytime. I drill a small hole right in the center of each candle piece. Into this hole, I insert a cotton string to serve as the wick. Once the wick stands straight and steady, the candle is ready for a test burn. I light the wick, and right away the flame catches, glowing warmly while releasing a soft, natural wooden scent into the air. Another nice benefit of these candles is the warmth they give off. Even a small flame can gently raise the temperature around it, creating a cozy feeling on cool evenings. Combined with the natural wooden scent, the candle makes the space feel warm, calm, and inviting. Perfect for relaxing or unwinding after a long day. Beyond its practical uses, the candle also serves as a beautiful decoration. The rustic texture from the wood powder gives a natural, handmade look that adds charm to any room. Whether placed on a table, a shelf, or inside a glass holder, it creates a warm and inviting atmosphere, making the space feel more stylish and unique. One of the great benefits of this candle is that the natural wood powder in the wax helps repel mosquitoes. As the candle burns, it releases a gentle smoky scent that insects don't like, making the space more comfortable and mosquito-free. For an extra boost of fragrance, you can also add a few drops of essential oil into the melted wax before pouring. Surprisingly, these candles can also be used as a simple heat source for cooking. With a steady flame, they can warm up small pots or boil water in a pinch. It's not as strong as a regular stove, but in outdoor settings or during a power outage, the candle doubles as a handy mini cooking tool. As the candle burns down and reaches the wood powder at its core, the flame naturally grows stronger. At this point, it's no longer just a candle. It turns into a small stove. So that's our DIY wood powder candle. Simple, practical, and full of benefits. Give it a try and enjoy the warmth and charm it brings.